We're talking to Manila 3rd District Representative and Impeachment Prosecutor, Congressman Joel Chua. Welcome back to StoryCon, Congressman.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon,
Congressman.
Congressman.
Good
Congressman, Congressman, iba yung topic natin sa pag-imbita sa inyo, pero pinagtatalunan namin kanina, ano ibig sabihin ng principal sa kaso. Baka,
Hindi principal na school.
Principal kasi iba-iba yan eh. May principal by inducement, principal by direct participation. So depende kung ano yung ano niya. Kung ano yung kanya magiging participation.
By participation, kung by
kaya sabi ko sa'yo,
participation,
marami pang
dyan
issue.
sa dyan sa flood control in relation to the budget, crafting of the budget for public works. O yan, sino pwedeng maging principal kung sakasakali?
Siguro, ako sa akin, ito na lang. Ang tanong na lang kasi dyan kung sino dapat na, kung sino ang dapat na maging state witness. Di ba dapat siya yung least guilty?
Oh, sir, hindi naman ata least guilty. Basta
Yung
the
least
most
guilty,
guilty
so
lang.
paano mo naman i-define yung least guilty? So, paano ba yun? Paano ba nila i-define yun? So, ito ba yung pinakamalitang kinita?
Oo nga.
Well, sir, I think, sir, that the law says that you should not be the most guilty, but not necessarily the least guilty. So, mas yung wag ang most guilty. Mas yung
Saka, dapat dyan, di ba? Dapat walang paano para mag-qualify ka as state witness, dapat wala nang, kung wala ka, kung
Hindi gagalaw yung kaso.
hindi gagalaw yung kaso. Kumbaga, walang testigo eh. Di ba?
meaning you have to be, your testimony should be critical.
Yes. Parang ganun.
Kahit ano pa yung position mo, Congressman. Halimbawa, in this case, Cabinet Secretary.
Kasi 'di ba, yung ano nila yung well, I do not kasi hindi ko naman din alam kung paano yung inano nila, pero siyempre 'di ba yung sa participation sa paggawa ng budget nandiyan dyan yung ng cabinet secretary. But then again, yung kanya kasing yung paggawa niya ng budget, pwedeng sabihin niya na hindi naman siya yung binigay lang sa kanya. Maaaring siya binigyan lang siya ng pera for whatever reason, wala naman siyang inutos na magbigay ng na kumuha ng kickback. Pero hindi naman siya kasama dun sa nakikipag-usap, bigla na lang siya binigyan. Kasi yung kanila naman as cabinet secretary, pwede naman yung ginagawa nila yung in the line of duty lang naman na nagpo-propose sila ng budget. Yung pag-ano naman sa baba, halimbawa, dito sa flood control, the way I see it, ang talagang crime dito yung, yung ghost Di ba? Nag-ghost, tapos, yun nga, para lumaki yung kickback, at naghati-hati sila sa baba. So, yun ang dyan
Pero
Yun ang
diba,
parang
Pero di ba, Congressman, mahalaga rin yung role mo eh. Halimbawa, kung very crucial yung role mo sa pag-facilitate ng corruption, no? Kahit pagpalagay mo na mas maliit yung nakuha mong batay do sa corruption, di ba?
Hindi yan nasusukat sa liit Wala yan sa liit, sa participation yan.
Yun nga, yung ikaw nag-facilitate ng corruption, lalo na kung cabinet secretary ka. Ibig sabihin
Yes, dapat nung nalaman niya anong action yung ginawa niya, di ba?
Kung
Halimbawa,
act of
nalaman
omission,
niya.
malaki bang liability kapag gano'n? Kung act of omission, halimbawa, he looks the other way. Kasi kung may nabanggit na rin niya na matagal na rin yung mga kalakaran dyan sa public works
Kasi kung makikita ninyo dito sa kanila, dun sa, ako tingin ko for me, ang medyo mabigat yung participation dito, yung talagang nasa babae. Yung nag-implement ng project. So, yun talagang nag-supervise dahil bakit gano'n ang naging bakit nagkaroon ng ghost? Tapos another thing, yung talagang mga nanghingi. Tapos yung nagbigay.
Yung mga engineer yon, hindi ba, Congressman?
Yung mga nasa baba, yung may sila, yung mga nag-check ng project. na imbis na dapat inayos yung proyekto, biglang naging ghost. Siyempre sila yung nandoon sa field eh. Sila yung nakakaalam eh. Sa laki ba naman ng Pilipinas, hindi mo malalaman din ng unless i-inspectionin niya kada engineering district ng cabinet secretary. Oh, so siyempre yun, mabigat din yung papel nun talaga, yung nasa baba, yung mismong nasa ground.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go on now to the topics that we invited you for, Congressman. First, impeachment. Ready na daw yung pre-trial order today. What should we expect?
Well, magko-comment pa kami dyan. So, may mga pending motion pa kami. We still have pending motions like yung the use of Filipino and English in the impeachment trial. And then we also filed a motion to allow the participation of both the public and private prosecutors. Kasi under the rules ng Senate, isa lang yung kakandak ng examination. So sa amin kasi we wanted na sana dalawa, public and private. And another thing, yung mahiwagang box, isa pa rin to sa motion na inaantay din natin for the impeachment court to rule on this. So yan po, yung mga ina-anticipate natin na sana ma-resolve anytime soon.
Congressman, lumabas last week yung sagot nila Attorney Pua o through Attorney Pua, yung sagot ni Vice President Sara dun sa articles of impeachment. 4 yata yung sagot nila. Lumabas yan sa isang TV station. Meron na ba kayong comment doon sa...
Yung sagot na yun yung dati pang sagot. Yan yung answer nila. That's why hindi naman instead of filing a reply, feeling namin yung answer nila hindi naman talagang nire-rebut yung mga allegations, but instead yung kanilang mga nilagay dito, yung mga those issues that they already raised before the Supreme Court. Ang sabi nga namin, kaya nga manifestation lang ang final namin because our stand is that the impeachment court is not the Supreme Court. Alangan man pwedeng pangunahan pa ng impeachment court yung mga ni-raise nila sa Supreme Court. Then another thing is they're questioning the authority and the jurisdiction of the Committee on Justice, which we believe should not be reviewed by the impeachment court because hindi naman yan appellate court eh. So, kaya yun ang mga laman ng aming manifestation. That's why we filed manifestation instead of a reply.
Congressman, yung ano po, yung inyong mga panukala, for example, yung sa mahiwagang box nabuksan na, tapos yung public and private prosecutors maaring mag-participate silang pareho. Who is going to decide on this? Hindi ba yung impeachment court din? In which
Yes, the
case...
impeachment court. But when we filed the motion, ang nakaharap kasi sa amin yung clerk of court. The clerk of court cannot rule on the motion. That's why we have to wait until the impeachment court. Siguro ito by Monday by next week Monday or sana anytime soon. Pero ina-expect namin baka sa Monday na kung saan doon lahat yung mga senator judges.
So, mauurong yung mismong impeachment trial? Kasi we're talking pala about the
siguro
pre-trial
before
order.
bago magsimula, the impeachment court will resolve on the motion.
Why was it necessary to add 4 more private prosecutors, Congressman?
Ano po?
Yung 4 na private prosecutors that you added to the team, why was...
Edite and so on the line.
Hindi ba
They
sobrang
have been
marami?
Arnold
helping us.
Labay-
They've been helping us. And we believe na kasi yung kanilang mga credentials din, yung kanilang may co-contribute, maganda rin naman. So, lalong-lalo na they have, because of their long standing in legal practice, so malaki ang may tutulong neto.
But
You
is it
open
not...
daw yung trial sa public. Okay lang sa inyo yan?
That
o
is
baka
the trial is really open for public. Yung pre-trial lang naman ang hindi in-open for public because of because unang-una wala naman dito yung mga senator judges. Nasa clerk of court lang naman kami, which is yung kay Attorney Bantug. Tas pangalawa, medyo ano ito clerical lang to medyo hindi naman siya, it's not that exciting, no? So, kaya pero yung trial, nasa rules naman talaga ng Senate rules na it should be open to public.
I I was asking about the additional private prosecutors and kasi hindi po ba medyo late na in the game to add more private prosecutors? Did something come out of the pre-trial that made you decide you need more lawyers?
Well, not really because they have been helping us naman before kaya lang hindi pa officially. Kaya lang siyempre yung kasi noong una talagang volunteerism ang nangyayari. In fact, may mga iba kaming hindi inallow na who wanted also to help us because we have to vet all the lawyers who are volunteering for this impeachment trial. Kasi siyempre hindi naman po pwede lahat kukunin mo. Siyempre, sometimes you have to. It's not that hindi kami nagtitiwala, but siyempre tinitignan din namin yung kanilang credentials.
Also, most of them volunteered to join the panel.
Yes.
Yung mga...
Kinukonsulta din ba kayo? Kasi sabi,
Ano po?
iiksiyan daw. The Senate will try to shorten the trial itself. Kinukonsulta ba kayo? How that might be possible? Kasi nahahabaan mga tao ng 7 months.
Hindi, yung 7 months po, ma'am, yan yan lang yung aming, kasi sa pre-trial
Estimate.
brief talaga ilalagay mo na kung ilan yung expected trial date mo.
Yes.
But it does not follow na i-consume mo lahat yan. Kasi yan, binase lang namin based on the number of witnesses that we're going to present. Now, there are instances where, for example, sa isang araw, 2 or 3 witnesses ang ipipresenta namin, then masya-shorten yung number of trial dates. And another thing, kung sa tingin namin after we finish with Article 1, Article 2, or 3 articles, sa tingin namin we have enough evidence already, talagang matibay na. So there's no need for another article to present. So baka po pwede submit na namin, i-waive na lang namin yung isa o dalawang article. So depende yan sa kung anong mangyayari.
So may balak na ba kayo kung ano yung uunahin yung article para medyo mabilis-bilis siya?
Yung
Kasi yun
unang
yung pinakamalakas
article
na
na
ebidensya.
i-present namin yung sa sa threat. That is yun ang una namin yun ang una namin
Yung sa wealth, mga pangilan kaya yung wealth?
Yung unexplained wealth, I think kung parang pang-apat Pang-apat. Kung hindi pangalawa, pang-apat, parang gano'n.
Ito yung pinakahuli.
Bakit po unahin yung threat? Is there any particular reason kung bakit yung threat ang pinakauna? Is it the easiest to prove? Is it the most significant?
Because if you want to start, syempre, you have to start something big, di ba? And if you want to end, syempre, gusto mo, malakas din, di ba? So, lahat naman to malalakas, pero sa tingin namin, itong dalawa yung pinaka masasabi nating inaantay at inaabangan ng mga tao.
So parang naka-bookmark yon between yung threat sa umpisa at saka yung wealth sa dulo.
Yun ang yung
Nakabukin pala, nakabukin.
that's how we see it for now. But along the way, kung nakita namin na yung pag-present pa lang namin ng threat, medyo enough na, siguro another article, another 1 or 2, depende nga po yan So, but we of course, we do not want to divulge all our legal strategy here. Sorry
Babalikan ko, Congressman, yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina, yung haba. At first glance kasi, parang kumpara sa mga previous impeachment, sobrang haba.
Haba.
At first glance, Tapos, ikalawa, kunyari, matatapos, pag 7 months, matatapos yan next year. Practically, campaign period na yun, no? So, yung mga ganun ba, na optics-wise, medyo baka maraming maging issue ang mga tao dahil nga parang sobrang haba.
Yeah, we know that. Kaya nga po, sabi ko nga po, ito naman it does not follow na talagang 62 days namin i-consume lahat. Talagang lang namin, in-stretch lang namin para at least kung sakasakali na gano'n ang mangyayari. Pero it does not follow na gano'n talaga yung pinakamangyayari. If we believe na, let's say for example, kasi may mga witnesses kami na nilagay namin at hindi naman kami sure kung gagamitin pa rin namin talaga sila. But siyempre sa pre-trial brief ilalagay mo na lahat yan eh. Kaysa sa eventually biglang sa tingin mo nangailangan ka mas maganda na yung sobra kaysa yung kulang.
Actually, Congressman, ang iniintay ng mga taong kaso yung sa unexplained wealth. Kasi yun yung marami pang issue na hindi namin alam completely ng
Yes.
bansa.
Yes,
Wala ba
we
kayong
understand.
balak na gawing pangalawa na lang yon, pangalawa, after the
May request na.
threat? I understand yung threat
Don't
madali
worry.
kasi andyan yung ebidensya.
Don't worry ma'am, may mga diskarte naman. Have faith.
Sir,
Yung-
si Mary Grace Piatos nga pala.
Yan na nga that's related to the wealth Yan yung mga unknowns pa dyan
Ami,
Well,
sa...
si Mary
Yun yung
Grace
inaabangan
Piatos
ng mga
kasi,
tao.
the reason why we included the name Mary Grace Piatos, so that, kasi di ba sinasabi nila na Mary Grace Piatos is just a pseudonym,
Real
alias.
first.
Yes, so now, we will call Mary Grace Piatos para malaman natin kung talagang kung nag-i-exist talaga siya. Because, sabi ng PSA, wala naman talagang Mary Grace Piatos, walang pinanganak at wala namang namatay na Mary Grace Piatos. Now, pag walang lumabas na Mary Grace Piatos, ibig sabihin, may teorya namin na wala naman talagang ganito.
Parang it was meant to emphasize a point.
So you will
Yes,
ask
I just want to
the...
emphasize a point. Now, assuming for the sake of argument, biglang may lumabas at nag-claim na siya si Mary Grace Piatos, now that's the time na we will be given the opportunity to ask question to Mary Grace Piatos.
So, sir, you will ask the impeachment court to subpoena Mary Grace Piatos, but it
Yes.
will be the defense who will be identifying who Mary Grace Piatos really is.
Yes. Yes.
What if they refuse? What if
Marami
they
daw
say it's
piatos dun
confidential?
sa apelidong piatos daw, marami dun sa Davao. Di ba?
Congressman, yung mga disputed issues, all of them will have to be decided on by the impeachment court. Is that right? So we know at this point, for example, you're asking different days, the duration for the trial, you're asking for different days. I think the prosecution is also contesting the similar witnesses, no? We were talking to Attorney Lorna Capulan on Friday, and I think she said that the sense that you have is the defense copied your witness lists.
Well, because ang belief namin, no, bakit pa nila kailangan i-present yung witness na similar naman? Where they can also ask question during like for example, after the direct examination, they can cross-examine the same witness. So bakit pa kailangan nila i-present during the presentation of evidence ng witness? Ng defense. So doon naman, like, for example, meron kami isang testigo, like kunyari, yung PSA, after we conducted the direct examination, tirahin na ninyo, pwede na kayo magtanong through cross-examination.
But is it possible that they also want to have another chance in presenting the same witness at another time, if only to, I don't know, to prove or disprove a point that they missed earlier on?
Actually, sorry, in addition to that, I interviewed si Malutikia on Friday, and she said that looks like it is the strategy, which is to assail the witnesses by calling them back on stage as their own witnesses.
Well, yun nga yung sinasabi ni yun nga yung sinasabi ni Lorna Capunan, ni Atty. Lorna Capunan Diba? Lahat naman po pwede mo itanong dun sa presentation ng witness mo, pwede mo na itanong sa cross-examination.
Cross.
Wala namang pinagkaiba yun Ganun din naman yun So parang makikita lang, the way we see it, baka gusto nyo lang i-prolong yung trial.
Oo nga, pampatagal.
Diba? Parang like what happened in the marking of evidence, we have 4,000 documentary evidence which is almost similar to them. So ang gusto pa nila is separate marking. Ibig sabihin, dalawang dokumento pa where we can mark in one document parehas yung prosecution tsaka yung defense. Pwede naman doon na parehas ilagay yung pagmamarka nila. But they want separate marking. So nangyayari, doble-doble. Imbis na 4,000 document, naging 8,000.
And what do you think the goal here is? If, as you say, the point is to delay, what do they get out of delaying it?
Well, tama kayo. Di pag if the impeachment trial will be delayed or medyo na prolong, syempre yung interest ng taong bayan mawawala.
That's what.
Malapit na sa kampanya.
Di ba?
That's-
So, talagang kaya nga tayo as much as possible, kami naman on the part of the prosecution, what we wanted is for the people, for the Filipino people, to see the evidence. So, bigyan kami ng opportunity by the impeachment court to present the evidence. And para makita rin ng taong bayan, meron ba talagang ebidensya o wala. O, di ba? So, yun lang naman yun eh.
Meron bang evidence that the prosecution had put forth that the defense outright rejected?
Outright.
Rejected?
Well, lahat naman ng evidence, i-reject nila eh. In fact, kahit nga yung similar witness tsaka mga documentary, gusto nila magkaiba pa rin eh. So, wala naman siyempre sa pre-trial talaga namang ganun. That's normal during pre-trial para lahat naman patunayan ng prosecution because the burden of proof is nasa amin, nasa prosecution.
Correct. But I mean to say, meron bang any piece of evidence that they're gonna ask the impeachment court to not admit as evidence that they are going to say
Lahat
that?
naman yan talaga i-deny nila eh. Siyempre lahat naman yan, i-re-rebut nila. 'Di ba? So that is for us to prove. Gusto nila siyempre every pieces of evidence will be proven. Kumbaga talagang tapos pagdating sa court, siyempre i-objectan nila lahat.
Okay?
Okay.
Fabio.
Yeah. One other topic that we invited you on the show for, Congressman, is yung social media regulation. I understand you are pushing for stricter social media regulation.
Yeah, because what happened like in Tacloban, 'di ba? No, we are asking that the Juvenile Act be lowered. Ang mayayari pababa na. I don't think that yung batas there is something wrong with the law. So ang nakikita ng mga bata sa social media, tingin ko medyo nakakaapekto sa mga kabataan natin, especially those who are hindi pa masyadong akala nila lahat tama. Kasi nga minsan yung mga malalaki na, lahat ng nababasa sa social media na pinaniniwalaan, mga fake news. And now, what we are seeing now are people masyadong napapabilib tayo sa mga taong nawala na yung mga moral values, no, na dapat tinuturo natin sa kabataan. Kaya yung mga bata minsan akala nila tama yung ginagawa nila. Nagiging violente yung mga bata. Akala nila yung pagmumura, nakikita nila yung mga pambabastos, akala nila normal. So yung mga pagiging violente, akala nila pag medyo siga-siga ka, medyo magandang tignan kasi yun din ang nakikita nila sa mga matatanda. So kailangan yung mga bata, because I believe there is a country in I think in Australia na nire-regulate nila yung mga social media to those who are 16 years old below. So
Australia,
siguro
sir.
dapat it's high time na makopya rin natin kung ano yung mga ganun.
I,
Pag-aralan
I think
din
it's
natin to.
13 below in Australia.
Yes.
Pero
see?
ang alam ko,
Was
Tignan
16
natin
yung ban?
lahat.
Yung
Dahil
ban?
kasi lalo na ngayon, kung yung mga nakikita natin, yung mga nakikita natin ngayon, parang unlike before, dati talaga yung mga morals yan, ng mga talagang naituturo. Ngayon, because of the advent of modern technology, medyo iba na yung mga nakikita ng mga kabataan.
Pero ang mahalaga dyan, Congressman, yung paano how. Dahil mismo sa Australia, yung assessment nila, hindi ganun kaganda. Medyo nahirapan sila. Dahil masyadong accessible Lahat may cellphone Lahat may
Yeah.
internet So,
Pero
yun
kung
yung
hindi natin sisimulan to, kung hindi natin pag-aaral, we may not be successful now, but eventually makikita rin natin yung right formula. Hopefully.
Yes.
Payag ba kayo na i-ban yung paggamit ng cellphone sa school? Merong mga
dapat.
ganyang proposal ngayon.
Pag-aralan natin kasi siyempre ang nagiging problema naman maganda kasi dati marami naman magagaling ng mga nung panahon po natin, nung panahon po ninyo mga research ang ginagamit, wala naman tayong mga social media eh. Ngayon parang natuturuan pa nga ng social media yung bata na maging tamad eh kasi lahat naman accessible na. All the informations lahat accessible na sa Google.
Oo.
Ang
Eh,
problema,
ba't
Para
ang tatalino yung
mabawasan
mga
yung
bata?
bullying.
Eh ba't dati ang tatalino naman ng mga tao dati?
hindi, marami talagang problema, Congressman. Pero hindi mo na pwedeng isoli yung genie into the sa lampara eh. Nakalabas na eh. AI na nga eh.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
AI
Kaya nga
na eh.
regulation na
Oo.
lang po pwede natin
Kaya,
gawin.
tapos
So-
yung mga big players, ayaw nila ng regulation. Dahil doon kailangan magsimula sa kanila eh. Itong mga big IT firms eh. Facebook, no?
Yeah.
X, etc. So kung ayaw nila, hindi ganun kadali
So,
Yeah, I know.
so in
It's not really that easy. Pero kung wala namang magsisimula nito, eh kung lahat tatanggapin na lang natin na dahil mahirap, eh hindi natin sisimulan, eh walang mangyayari.
so in Australia, the ban is for those under 16. And the penalties are very hefty for the platforms. Yung idea niyo po, sir, is to copy what they have, or to is there a specific
Siguro
age that you
yung
have in
some
mind?
part na maganda, pwede nating kopyahan or pwedeng siguro improve natin or tignan natin. Kasi during the pag may proposal ka naman, hindi naman yan agad-agad papasa di ba? So you will of course invite all stakeholders, you will get all their opinions, but at the end of the day, siguro kailangan we have to meet halfway. Hindi naman po pwedeng yung gusto lang nila dahil siyempre kumikita sila ng malalaking pera dyan, di ba? Pero we have to meet halfway. Kailangan it's high time na mapag-aralan na rin natin yan.
Pero sir, what do you have in mind, at least in broad strokes, anong mga regulations ang inyong naiisip na ipataw sa social media platforms?
Well, sa ngayon, pag-aaralan pa lang muna natin yung batas sa ibang bansa because right now, we are still focusing dito sa impeachment. But I already asked my team of lawyers to study and make a proposal on this.
Kasi sir, may lumabas po sa ibang mga news agencies na ang mungkahi ron ninyo i-require ang franchise, prangkisa sa mga social media platforms.
Well,
Is that moving forward?
Kasi yan sa isang interview, kasi like for example sa mga, sa ganito mga media, di ba? Sa mga, lahat naman hindi kayo nakakapaglabas ng, kung wala kayong mga prangkisa. Yung prangkisa, that is one way to regulate. Kasi kung hindi, yung prangkisa, that is not a right. That is a privilege given by the state. So kung magbabiolate ka, kasi ngayon nakikita natin yung SOCMED walang walang prangkisa Kaya tira lang sila ng tira
Pero sir, I have two questions here. Number one is, how do you intend to require franchise for platforms like Facebook, which are not based here in the Philippines, or Instagram, and so on down the line? And
Global
number two,
access yan
and number two, wouldn't that be regressive? Kasi we're at a point in our life as a nation na even the idea of requiring a franchise for media organizations that are in broadcast is already obsolete. In other countries, you have agencies that are in charge of regulating
them
without having it politicized by a
Yes.
franchise granted by Congress.
Well, tingnan muna natin. Let's see how we will do it. Kung hindi man, titingnan natin kung may ibang way. Because I think I only mentioned that during one of the interviews.
Yeah.
Baka lang possible. So, kung hindi naman, maghahanap tayo ng ibang paraan.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
One last topic, very quickly, Congressman Chua. We heard na you switched parties, political parties.
Ano na pa?
We heard you switched political parties. Lumipat po kayo.
Ay, because it was during my first term pa lang, it was already our intention, yung mga taga Manila, it was our intention to belong to one political party. Kaya nga po, meron ng dalawang congressmen sa Manila, si Congressman Valeriano at si Congressman Abante, who are both members of NUP. But at that time, unfortunately, very limited yung slot nila. So now I think nung nagkaroon ng opening, they asked us if we are still willing to join. Since yung mga barkada kasi namin nasa NUP, which is si Congressman Valeriano at saka si Congressman Abante. So kaming tatlo sumama na rin.
Okay.
So me,
So-
Congressman
Mahalaga
Junicio and Congressman Cheng.
May comment po si Ronald. Mahalaga daw yung kasama mo may barkada. So you moved to NUP from Lakas CMD
Yes. Apo.
only because you wanted to be, you always intended to be in NUP, not because there are problems sa Lakas.
No, not because of that. In fact, first term ko pa lang talagang sa NUP na ako dapat papasok at that time. Kaya lang, yun nga, nagkaroon ng limited lang yung slot at that time.
Dati kayong Aksyon Demokratiko, di ba, Congressman?
Originally, when I first ran for Congress, I was Action Democratico. So for 2 years, Action Democratico ko. Nung sinabi na hindi na pwede sa NUP, I remain in Action Democratico. But nagkaroon nga kami ng problema sa local. So because of that, I have to move from Action Democratico to Lakas. Hindi naman ako tanggapin sa NUP at that time.
Okay, we'll leave that there. Thank you so much for talking to us today, Manila 3rd District Representative Congressman Joel Chua.
Salamat,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po,
Congressman.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you po, sir.
Congressman.
Thank you.